Get comfortable, YouTube friends. It's going to be a bit of a journey this time. Even Crocodilio's in on the action. He's savoring a Jelly Belly, and we're going to do the same thing. This is the product. It says, "Get real, get Jelly Belly." Well, they're creating a lot of anticipation and a little bit of dissonance and excitement, sort of an atmosphere of chaos with these jelly beans, like they've been tossed into the air. So it's an overwhelming sort of a presentation. I avoid jelly beans usually. I'm not really a big fan. I prefer something that's going to be soft through and through, like marshmallow, or chewy through and through, like gummies. So I couldn't resist, for the viewership though, to experience this and give my thoughts. And it will give me a chance to reevaluate my long-standing aversion to jelly beans. Now, I've got 30 flavors here. It's an enticing spread. We can probably go ahead and knock out the nose note quickly. It just smells like a confectioner's glaze with notes of, well, really it just smells like icing to me. Overall, yeah, I'm just giving it a vanilla icing smell. It's just probably a confectioner's glaze that they use. I was happy to see, as I was glancing at the bag, that they use real ingredients whenever possible. So they mention all kinds of things here that they actually use, like watermelon juice, strawberries, coconut coffee, lime juice, etc. And the ingredients list is kind of a who's who of the vegetable juice and, well, fruit juice world, including lots of exciting things. And the last ingredient is caffeine. Well, that's a plus for me, isn't it? So before we begin, let's have a little sip of caffeine. Okay, now I'm going to clear my palate. You ready to do this, Crocodilio? Alright, so I've got all 30 of these beans here. I'm probably not going to have time to do any of these flavor combinations, and it is unfortunate that they don't list any flavor combinations. I think the last bag of jelly beans I got was a decade ago, and they did list on there the sort of combos you could do. The recommended combos. But we're going to just strictly go with each bean and evaluate it on its own terms. Starting in the top corner, see, first I'll show you what I'm looking at. That's all the beans. And I'm hoping I have one of each, at least. I'm sure in their manufacturing wisdom they've found a way to get one bean at least into each pouch. So, oh, I'm also interested, remember when it was fashionable to put nasty tasting beans into a pouch? I think it was for Harry Potter, like snot beans and dirt beans. That would have been cool. I wish I had gotten a hold of that. Or even maybe those sodas that they released that were like turkey and giblets and green bean sodas. Maybe if I can ever find something like that, I'll review it too, just for the fun of it. So let's start with blueberry. I'm only noticing one uniform blue. And this must be it. So this is probably the blueberry. I'm going to dispose with any type of smell test because this glaze is indeed heavy and it's masking the taste entirely. So we're going to go strictly with the taste buds and get through these 30 together. Me, you, and Crocodilio. He's already found a favorite. Red, what did you like? What do you like there? He's either a red apple or a very cherry fan, I think. So here we go, blueberry. First I'm letting it rest in my mouth. Yeah. The glaze is coming away. Ooh, dang. Wow. It hit me like a ton of bricks. That was a very strong, this might be a little odd, an incredibly strong sensation of tobacco. Shocked me a little bit. If you have ever smoked the hookah, and I used to own a hookah, I gave it away. I've not smoked a hookah in many, many years, but for a while I owned one. And I had a number of the different blends. Yeah, wow, that was a shock. So I'm not really certain how, from the depths of my consciousness, it assaulted me with this real sort of a hookah-esque taste. But it did. It made it impossible to really evaluate it because it was such a powerful hookah-esque fruitiness. I don't really understand it. I'm going to have to evaluate another blue one. Breaking out of the usual habit of only evaluating one of each product. Alright, that was strange. I mean, somewhere in the depths of my mind. Yeah, it's lurching up. It's got this smoky thing going on. It's so unusual. It tastes just like I'm pulling off of a hookah pipe. And the blueberry's there. It's definitely there. It does taste better than what I would consider a fake blueberry flavor that you'd find in like a low quality bagel. So it's got a real blueberry puree kind of a taste. But that really took the back seat to the very unusual smokiness that tasted like a giant water pipe. Alright, let's move it on to bubble gum. Alright, there's several pinks here. I noticed 3 distinct pinks. So it's not the mottled pink. I'm just going to try this pink. Because I think the other one is cotton candy. So here we go. Ooh, yeah. Tastes good. I used to really enjoy this bubble gum that you would get in a, it looked like it was in a toothpaste tube. This is when I was very young, like in middle school or younger, and I don't even think they market it anymore, but it was one of the bigger names, but it was made on the toothpaste line. And I've always been a fan of the strict old school bubblegum flavor. So that tastes good to me. It tastes really clean. It's got a very welcome non-graininess. Yeah, that was good. You've got to like these flavors because it seems like they're being very true to the real flavor. So this may be early to be mentioning this, but this may be a very gourmet bean, and I'm really happy with this so far. Let's see, buttered popcorn, one of the more famous. I think I'll be able to locate this one easily. This should be the one, and really, I don't see any other ones. Oh yeah, only one other one. I may have only gotten 2 buttered popcorns in this entire stash. It deserves its place as one of the more accessible, exciting novelty flavors. It's got a real pronounced saltiness. It's got an exciting, buttery flavor. I just noticed a hint of something else in there, maybe like a burnt kernel taste or burnt sugar. Excellent spot on novelty flavor. It's got a little bit of a kind of a little bit of that burnt campfire flavor, and the salt. I mean, I don't remember it being so nuanced, but there you go. Okay. Cappuccino. This is gonna be tough. There's tons of pinks and tons of browns. We're just gonna have to go with it. How about trying this one? Nope, I chose licorice. Just a solid licorice flavor. Not disruptive at all. Although it was brown. Looks like licorice should be the black one. Maybe my taste buds are going to be so over stimulated that things are going to really start taking a weird patina. Alright, caramel corn. I'm interested in this. But once again, I'm having a little trouble discerning this. Alright, let's just try this one. I may have chosen toasted marshmallow. This one's pretty forgettable. I think I did choose toasted marshmallow. But it's a miss. Basically a straight sugar flavor. The toastiness was more pronounced in the buttered popcorn. I'm going to aim for a chocolate pudding, which means I have to go into these browns again. I'm having a little difficulty. They all could be anything. We're going to avoid this problem by moving straight to coconut. Alright. Oh, and a note about the beauty of these beans. Part of the surprise probably is trying a random brown and letting it sink in and let the realization hit you. That's well and good for the casual jelly bean chewer, but not for me. Let's see what we got here. You know what? I'm thinking this is cream soda. This review's going downhill fast. It certainly wasn't vanilla. I'm going to try one of these that's speckled heavily with black dots. Hopefully these are real vanilla beans. I mean, look at that heavy spackling. There's probably more spackling in this single bean than you would find in a whole pint of low quality vanilla ice cream. Let's hope that these are really vanilla beans. Well, it's listed here as French vanilla, so it's got a little something extra. It's got more of a spiced note, more of an in-your-face flavor than kind of the really subtle vanilla notes you would get in an ice cream concoction. Alrighty. I'm going to streamline this a bit and go for things that I can actually recognize. And I believe this is going to be a green apple. Let's try this chewy nugget. Okay, this is more subtle than than a lot of green apple flavors. Green apple is easy to mimic, and it's often used in treats. Like those caramel green apple suckers that have always been kind of enjoyable. I'm really not into hard candies. This is by far as close as I would get to a hard candy. But it was missing that overbearing quality that an artificially green apple flavored candy would have. I have got to get one of these juicy pears in my mouth. Alright, let's see. Juicy pear. You know, I do feel as if my palate's a little overstimulated. But I want to evaluate everything nicely. So let's see. Oh man. And after that awful couple of minutes of crashing and burning, we come to another shocking taste. Wow. This is good. It tastes like a pear. It's great. It has got the taste of the flesh of the pear and the skin of the pear. I don't eat a lot of pears. I don't eat enough pears. But this takes me right to the height of summer. Pears, they're so hard to find them in that perfect ripeness. Often they can be too mushy. But that was amazing. They've done a really, really fine job with a quarter of these flavors. And the other ones are, well, they seem to me like filler beans. They're just either edging too much into an artificial flavor or they're really bland. And then the note that I'm experiencing, it fades from that confectioner's glaze into in its best, it's a nice subtle unfolding of a flavor that, well, it wows you. I guess I would say it's not very subtle at all. The most impressed have been with these right up front types of flavor profiles. But also, some of them are yielding their charms more slowly. Let's get a look here at, well, I've got to be surprised and delighted by at least a few more beans before we end. Alright, let's see. This is probably peach. I've got to get ready for this one. Alright, here it comes. Okay. Pretty good. It's like their levels of subtlety and explosiveness aren't very uniform. Maybe since they're using natural like ingredients, the batches are a little different, which is good. I like that. Natural variation. If you're going to be producing something, you know, that didn't come out of a lab, I'm sure there's lots of artificial and natural flavors in here supplementing this stuff, but at its best, what I've experienced here has been a shock to me. It's going to be impossible for me to really dig through these. It'd be a tremendous waste of time, but I'm going to selectively try a couple more beans for you, starting with pomegranate. I'm going to avoid sizzling cinnamon. Where is the I've got to have a pomegranate here, don't? Well, I might not have a pomegranate. How about we try a random red? Ooh, this is probably strawberry shortcake. Well, overall, it's been pretty fun. Each bean does have a little Jelly Belly insignia printed on it. Once again, kind of a background flavor in this one. I don't like that. I'd rather have a flavor that explodes in the mouth. Because, I mean, if I did eat a handful of these, that's probably the wrong way to go about it. You would really have it dominated by a few of these stronger flavors. Okay, how about Tutti Frutti? This is one of the less showy of the Tutti Fruttis. Maybe this is Tutti Frutti also. Kind of has a nice mottled look. Looks like a stone. See, that's what I'm talking about. Almost has a base of bubblegum. They threw in a few other, well, there's like juicy fruit actually, if you remember juicy fruit. But good, clean flavor. Even in the beans that haven't had a very strong flavor, there's not been anything disagreeable. It's more of just kind of a, you know, a forgettable little sugary morsel. So, alright, I've been noticing this one bean that's kind of green and also kind of brown. And I thought, what could it be? But I do think that it's probably watermelon. And this might be how we round it out. So, there's a scattering of them. And I'm curious about this because watermelon is not a flavor that I think is ever very well done in the world of confections. It's just hard to mimic the taste of a summer day with some watermelon, and I like my watermelon with a little salt. I've got good fond memories of watermelon eating, and although I don't eat it very much, I like it, so let's try this. There's two tactics. You can either sort of let the bean melt a little bit in your mouth until the flavor starts appearing. You can chomp right down. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Even for a company like this, it's impossible to make a good watermelon flavor. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little even too dismissive, but it ended on even a bad note. Like, it's like they're trying to get a little bit of that rindy taste in there, and they're also trying to get a fresh taste in there. I mean, it's there. It's present, and it's a little better than I've probably ever had before, but it's just so far from the mark. Well, I enjoyed this. I hope you did too. Um, I only bought these to review them. It's really hard for me to get into jelly beans. It's just one of my least favorite. I mean, I have kind of a negative thoughts about them, not even neutral. It's something about the consistency. Um, I love the beautiful appearance, and it gets very high marks for that. They look like tumbled stones. Some of them look like Tic Tacs, and it's dazzling. It's very dazzling. But for me, it's not a treat that I would ever go for. Not exactly sure why. I love uh, the novelty, and I think that it's very well done. These are high quality jelly beans. Everyone knows that if you're a fan of the jelly bean world. Um, it's not exactly for me. I'm going to dig through here and eat another one of these juicy pears, and I'm going to see what was going on with that blueberry, definitely. But I think it's definitely worth giving them a go, and it's been a good time. So, thanks for watching.